And welcome one and all to the Dugout. Are we still high on India's 75th Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav or India and India's 75th Independence Day? Rahul, what about you? How did you celebrate on 15th?
At home.
At home. But in the aftermath of the 75th Independence Day, it's not been a good day for sports fans. If we have to look at it, the AIFF suspension by FIFA has sent shockwaves.
Yeah.
But it was like a Damocles sword waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Because you had not done anything for close to 3 years.
True.
And Sports Today family members really missed Rahul. So here he is. You are all asking, where is Rahul? Yes.
Did they?
Yes, they did. They are missing Nikhil too. But Nikhil, unfortunately, is not well. We hope to see him back by tomorrow or day after. So
Yes, exactly. Early morning when I woke up, of course, it wasn't a good news to wake up to, because got to know about the FIFA suspension. I dozed off pretty early last night.
Yep.
But FIFA suspension, we got to know. It was something, as you said, waiting to happen, and we've seen this in the past with so many sports federations, and now the even the Indian Olympic Association. I remember once the Indian Olympic Association elections were held, they had elected a president in Abhay Chautala, and then the International Olympic Committee suspended the IOA because they said that you can't have somebody at the helm who has who's been charge sheeted under the Indian Penal Code, and a lot of blame game is already happening because a lot of people have been allegedly saying that Praful Patel, who was heading the All India Football Federation, of course he is part of the executive committee council also in the FIFA. So he perhaps may have instigated the FIFA to impose this ban or suspension. I don't know how long will it last, but as we said that it was something that was waiting to happen, and also a lot of people who have been who are the stakeholders, if I can say so, the likes of players, they also anticipated this ban. Anyways, this is something that you've already discussed in depth.
You do check out that video where I've discussed the timeline ever since what has happened, and also the impact
and the repercussions, what can happen from here on unless the suspension or the ban is revoked. But here this evening we are going to discuss about a very, very, very important series, the 3-match
ODI series, India versus Zimbabwe.
The 3-match warm-up series.
Not for Zimbabwe. Super League points are at stake.
Yes, exactly.
And to think South Africa, England does not merit being in the Super League.
In fact, you were telling me, one of their players has said that they'll win the series 2-1.
2-1. Innocent Kaya, who recently scored a century against Bangladesh. Remember?
And they won the series against Bangladesh.
Both T20I and ODIs 2-1. First time after 2017 that Zimbabwe is winning against a top-ranked team.
Yes.
And who's the captain of Zimbabwe? Do you know, AajTak? Well, it's Regis Chakabwa for this series.
Yes.
Because one of your regular captains has suffered an injury, and that is why he will continue to captain. So it is Regis Chakabwa, AajTak. But do you know who's the captain of the Indian cricket team now? We all thought it was Shikhar Dhawan, but suddenly,
it's
out of the blue, KL Rahul comes
KL Rahul has now been. If you remember correctly, Siddharth, you would remember, once we were having this discussion, I think that day also it was just the two of us. And I mentioned, this is when KL Rahul was sidelined, was not picked for this squad, for this ODI series against Zimbabwe. I had mentioned that there is a possibility that KL Rahul may just sneak into this squad once he is okay, he's recovered from COVID, and that is exactly what happened. And KL Rahul is the captain. Maybe going forward in Indian cricket, maybe the Indian team or the Indian team management, the selectors or the think tank is looking at KL Rahul as the future captain of this Indian team, whatever the format may be, because quite possible, it's going to be a split captaincy. So we'll have to see how long Rohit Sharma is going to continue as captain in all three formats, and if and when. It's inevitable. He's not going to be your captain forever.
Yep.
So maybe in times to come, months or years to come, somebody will have to shoulder that burden of captaincy with Rohit Sharma. What format is it going to be? So who will be your next captain? Who is next in line? Is it KL Rahul? Is it Hardik Pandya? Is it Rishabh Pant? So who, as of now, I'll tell you, it's been almost more than a month now. I remember, or in fact not more than a month, it's been a couple of months maybe. I remember I once asked somebody, I can't name or take his designation also. I asked, because at that time there were a lot of names going around that Rishabh Pant is the vice captain this time, now Bumrah is the vice captain, KL Rahul is the vice captain, and the selectors had said this very clearly, that we are grooming a vice captain under Rohit Sharma. So I asked somebody very categorically that because this could be just before the South Africa series, which KL Rahul of course was supposed to lead but didn't because of that injury. So I asked him very categorically. He said no, KL Rahul is the captain, and now that he's back, he hopefully is back in action, hopefully he'll play also, so going forward he is the captain. But what is the agenda today?
Well, the agenda today is, we all said that this might be a warm-up for India, because they are a B team or a C team whenever they have toured Zimbabwe. Look, it's been nearly 12 years since Zimbabwe last won an ODI against India. They have lost 12 on the trot against them. So, for India, not with an eye to the T20 World Cup, maybe to the 2023 World Cup, the ODI World Cup, what are India's major focus areas? What should they be focused on in the Zimbabwe ODIs as far as depth in batting, backup in both bowling and batting in the squad? Who are the contenders and how should they go about approaching this series? And Sharvil Patel, yes, do check out that video that I have done on Washington Sundar. Yes, Washington Sundar, his long list of injury woes continue. He's out of the Zimbabwe series. So there is an addition in the squad now. Shahbaz Ahmed is in the side. Shahbaz Ahmed, you may know, did very well for Royal Challengers Bangalore in the IPL. Plus for Bengal in the Ranji Trophy, he scored a century in that semi-final.
Shahbaz Ahmed. In fact, we've mentioned this quite a number of times on Sports Today also.
Yes.
Shahbaz was actually, he was looking for an opportunity everywhere. Throughout the country, he was looking for an opportunity. Then he went to, he actually played a lot of his cricket, that unknown cricket that he played. A lot of that cricket he played here in Gurgaon, by the way.
Yes.
So I know a few of his friends who were very, who were very concerned about his cricket and about his future.
Yep.
So he went there. Of course, in the past we've seen Manoj Tiwari has also he's acknowledged the efforts and help that Manoj Tiwari has had given him at that point in time to make it to that Ranji Trophy squad of Bengal team. But and he played a lot of club cricket there, and that is where Sourav Ganguly, by the way, now the BCCI president, at that time he was the CAB president, Sourav Ganguly. He was also he also played a role, an important role in Shahbaz Ahmed's initial career, and today, but although he comes in as a replacement for Washington Sundar, but he is more of a batsman who can bowl. Because you already have, now you will have three left-arm spinners in Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, and now Shahbaz Ahmed. Very exciting prospect. He, we usually associate him with the IPL or T20 T20 format, but whatever little we've seen or whatever little opportunities that he's got in first class cricket, he's been
he averages close to 47 in first class cricket.
Exactly, and his career is pretty new. If you see in Ranji Trophy, he's hardly played for 2 seasons, if I'm not wrong. And first season also he didn't get too many opportunities. 2-3 seasons he's played. So he's quite an exciting prospect, but we'll have to see if he gets an opportunity. But you have your openers ready, right?
Yes. My opening combo in this Zimbabwe ODI series is starting 11, KL Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan.
No, this is one day.
Yeah, one day.
No, Shubman Gill will open with Shikhar, no?
Do you think Shikhar you will want to drop Shikhar Dhawan at a time when...
No, I'm saying Shikhar and Shubman Gill will open.
Not KL Rahul.
No, why? But KL Rahul is not an opener in your ODIs.
So no chance for Rituraj?
No, see, that's what I'm saying. See, usually when you have your that one day par packed full strength ODI 11 available, you have Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan and Virat Kohli as your top three. Then KL Rahul bats in the middle order. So what I'm thinking as of now is either KL Rahul bats at number 4 or he comes in to bat at number 3 where Virat usually bats. So that could be an opportunity, because see, KL Rahul hasn't played too much of cricket in the last 3-4 months.
Yes.
Ever since that IPL got over in May. In May end it got over. So May end would be June, July, August. So it's been almost 3 months since KL Rahul hasn't played competitive cricket since that eliminator in the IPL. So he would. So the only reason I can see KL Rahul batting up the order, whether it is the opening position or else I would expect him to bat at number 3, would be because this team may need his experience, and also more importantly from the Indian team's perspective, India needs KL Rahul to get some match practice, and that would be possible only if he bats up the order. Why? Because with Zimbabwe, you never know. Maybe if he comes in to bat at number 4 or 5, he would hardly get say about 3, 4, 5, 6 overs to bat. So I expect Shikhar Dhawan and Shubman Gill to open the innings, and then at number 3 you may have
KL
Rahul. 4th could be your Sanju Samson, because you'll need a wicket keeper. Now wicket keeping option, you just have 2 wicket keeping options, Ishan Kishan and Sanju Samson. Would you want to see Ishan Kishan opening the innings with Shikhar Dhawan? That will be 2 left-handers, and Ishan Kishan, we haven't seen too much of Ishan Kishan in one day format. So my gut feeling is that this is going to be your top 4. That is Shikhar and Shubman to open with, the Indian team will open with, and then at 1 down you may have KL Rahul. At number 4 you can have Sanju Samson, or vice versa. Most likely what is going to happen is KL Rahul to bat at number 3, then Sanju Samson at number 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 could be anything. Anybody, 2 spinners, I think 1
you would keep Kuldeep.
No, Kuldeep and Akshar, you are left with just 2 spinners now.
2 spinners,
So you will have to have Akshar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav in your 11. Because, if Washington Sundar would have been there, I would have gone with Washington Sundar. Unfortunately, as Siddharth also has mentioned in that video, Washington Sundar injured his left shoulder while playing for Lancashire in that
Royal London Cup. So, COVID got to him, and that's why South Africa he missed out. Hamstring injury made him miss out the West Indies and Sri Lanka T20Is. Then a split webbing on his bowling arm in the IPL saw him play just 9 games out of 18, and now this latest injury. So Washington Sundar's chances of an India comeback delayed by another 1-2 months potentially, because after this I don't think he's in the fray for the T20Is against Australia and South Africa. Neither I think he may play the ODIs against South Africa.
Actually, I wanted, because that would have been a fair competition also had Washington Sundar been there, because at this point in time, I am more worried about Jasprit Bumrah, by the way.
Oh, yes.
I remember in 2018 when he made his debut against South Africa. I'm talking about the Test series. Michael Holding, the great Michael Holding, was commentating. After that, of course, this whatever he said during the commentary or during those mid-inning sessions also, he had mentioned one thing that he said that Jasprit Bumrah, a couple of things about Jasprit Bumrah. That delivery, he mentioned about a delivery that comes back into the left-hander, that if he can develop, he had high hopes from Jasprit Bumrah, but then he also was at that time a little concerned about how long Jasprit Bumrah will be able to carry on with this kind of action, because see, he has a very smooth short action, and it's just towards the end that he puts lot of effort while delivering the ball. So that was what Michael Holding at that point in time had mentioned. Of course, Jasprit Bumrah didn't have too many issues since then. He is still young, and now with this back injury for a fast bowler, we know what it can it can do. We've seen Hardik Pandya 2018 Asia Cup, and since then he's been struggling with his fitness, not his form or other things, but his fitness has kept him in the news, in the headlines. A lot of people have gone after Hardik Pandya, that he is not available, today he is playing, tomorrow he is not, today he is bowling, tomorrow he is not. So now Jasprit Bumrah, maybe in times to come, and if he has to go under the knife, I hope he doesn't, because as of now I don't know the extent of that injury, but for a fast bowler, if he has a back injury, it can be.
And remember 2019, towards the end, when he suffered that stress fracture, it took him close to 4-5 months to get back into rhythm.
So Siddharth, as at this point in time, I am more bothered about Jasprit Bumrah's injury. We all know that he's not going to be there in the Asia Cup, but will he?
If he misses that plane to Australia, body blow for India. But
hopefully, still the 16th of October is the game. The tournament begins, and India's first match is on 23rd of October. So this is August. You still have 2 months. Hopefully, he'll recover. He'll recover in time for the T20 World Cup in Australia.
So that is what Gurpreet Singh is saying. I think Shami will walk into T20 World Cup if Bumrah remains injured. Now he's not selected because team manager thinks if Bumrah becomes fit, then unfortunately he will come back in scheme. Why unfortunately? I mean, a fit Bumrah, even if he's fit one day before the tournament, you will get him back in.
Yes.
He's your gun X-factor bowler.
Yes.
And in conditions in Australia where he's always prospered in all formats, you would want him there at any cost. So, but then again, is this the series, Rahul, where I say that there's Rahul Tripathi also?
No, but I'm saying
will he get a chance?
I've told you my top 4. What's your number? Who's your number 5?
Just open that squad, Shivam, if you can.
No, you have Akshar Patel, you have Deepak Hooda, you have Rahul Tripathi, you have.
I would go for Deepak Hooda at 5. Deepak Hooda at 5, and Sanju at 6.
No, and then who's your number 3 and 4? You're opening with KL and Shikhar. Then number 3?
Number 3 is Shubman.
Number 3 is Shubman. Okay, number 4?
Number 4 is where I have a slight issue. Either it could be, I give it to a debutant.
Okay.
Rahul Tripathi. Yes.
Okay.
Number 5, Deepak Hooda. Number 6.
You haven't picked Sanju Samson so far, by the way.
It's number 6, Sanju Samson.
Number 6, Sanju Samson.
Because if you pick Samson at 3, then yet again Rahul bats at 4.
No, this is your team. My team is Shubman Gill and Shikhar Dhawan will open. KL at number 3. Number 4 is your Sanju Samson. Then at number 5, I'm just wondering, most likely number 5 would be Deepak Hooda. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Deepak Hooda can also bowl.
Yep.
So maybe you can have Shahbaz at number 6. 7 could be your Akshar Patel. Then 8 would be your you have
Shardul.
Shardul, you also have Shardul.
We have Shardul.
I just slipped out of my mind.
There is Deepak Chahar also. So do you think?
No, Deepak Chahar, I think Deepak Chahar definitely
at number 8
will get game time. Why? Because he is there as a backup, as a reserve bowler for the Asia Cup. So you have to see him.
Yes.
You have to see Deepak Chahar in these 3 games because he's also coming back after
very lengthy layoff injury.
Layoff. So you have to see him. And so Deepak Chahar definitely will feature in that. I think most likely you might have Shardul and Deepak Chahar both in that.
Both
11.
together, and Prasidh will be there.
Prasidh will be there, or
so my bowling attack. If I have to look at my bowling attack, Deepak, Prasidh, Shardul.
No Siraj, no Avesh Khan.
No Siraj, no Avesh Khan. Because you want to see Deepak Chahar there. Shardul will give you a better batting option also. So then Akshar and Kuldeep. Those are my 2 spinners. Third, you already have a Deepak Hooda.
I think the number 6 batsman could be a toss-up between a lot of players. Shahbaz Ahmed, actually, if you see somebody who can do that kind of pinch hitting, or towards the end, somebody who can use that long handle well. Shahbaz Ahmed looks one batsman. Would you want to have Rahul Tripathi? Would you want to have an Ishan Kishan or a Ruturaj way down, in that at number 6? That remains to be seen. It looks unlikely for me at this point in time. At least I think Shahbaz Ahmed gives you a better. But it could be a toss-up between a lot of other players.
Because somewhere down the line, I feel the main focus for India, which has been there for the last 3 years in ODIs, is that number 4 spot. This is where probably you would want to experiment and have a backup, because we already know who our number 4 will be once the whole team comes back.
And also, there are
some questions.
There are 4 players. Shivam, can we go back?
Yeah.
There are 4 players. It's a 17-member squad.
Yes.
It's a 17-member squad. So you also have to see there are 4 players who might still be in the reckoning for the T20 World Cup squad. Okay. They are KL Rahul, of course. He's going to be a sure shot. Then you have Deepak Hooda.
Yes.
Then you have Deepak Chahar, and then you have Kuldeep Yadav.
Yeah.
That's it. Or Akshar Patel is
Jadeja.
No, I'm saying is Akshar there in the reserves?
He's not there. He's not in the reserves.
He's not there in the reserves. Okay. So Shreyas is there, Deepak Hooda is there, and Deepak Chahar. These are the only 3 reserves. No, not Deepak Hooda. Sorry, Shreyas Iyer is there. Deepak Chahar is there, and who's the 3rd reserve player? Isn't it Akshar?
I think it is Akshar. Yes, it's Akshar. Akshar Patel. 3.
So, as of now, I think even Kuldeep is not. So these are the only 4 players. Although it surprises me that Akshar is ahead of Kuldeep Yadav, maybe because of his batting and also because he is a backup of Ravindra Jadeja. Because as of now, Kuldeep Yadav is not a backup to any player.
Yes.
Maybe that is the reason why he misses out. So Akshar Patel, Deepak Hooda, KL Rahul and Deepak Chahar should play all 4 games if they are in the reckoning. Reckoning as in, we know of course KL Rahul is a sure shot in that 11, but these are the 4 players who we are looking at somebody who will might feature in the T20 World Cup. So I think these 4 players will definitely get game time. Then would you want to discount an Avesh Khan? Because I know a lot of suggestions. Somebody in fact pointed out about the question that you took. Gurpreet, I think.
Yeah, Gurpreet. About Shami. Yeah.
So Gurpreet, if you can go down right to the bottom. Okay. So Jasprit Bumrah's ability is that you can hand in the ball at any stage of the game.
Yes.
So what has gone against Shami is his death bowling. So I think you might want to see a death bowler. Although you have the likes of Arshdeep now, you have Harshal Patel, and you have Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Okay. So I am saying all 3 can bowl in the death.
Yes.
Arshdeep and Bhuvi can bowl with the new ball also. So it could well be, in case I'm saying, although I hope not, in case Bumrah, God forbid, is not available, then are you actually, I think you might have a temptation to go for a Deepak Chahar. That's what I feel.
Yes. because Deepak Chahar is your death bowler also. He did bowl in the death. But primarily, if you look at it, his IPL statistics, he's achieved more success in the power play.
Yes.
Deepak Chahar has been penetrative in the power play, because if you looked at Chennai Super Kings' bowling lineup, it was Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur. Deepak more in the power play, Shardul more in the death overs.
Yes.
So perhaps in this case, I would go for Deepak. Anyway, is a sure shot in this lineup for the Zimbabwe ODIs.
Okay, Sagar Singhal is, can you...
Yeah, just stop there, yeah.
So, Sagar is saying, rather than having a discussion on this India versus Zimbabwe series, it's better to discuss FIFA ban on India, especially on television. No media houses talking in detail about it. Indian football is suffering. Wake up, please. Okay, Sagar, you are right. In fact, I don't know if how much of television, especially India today, you've seen since morning. Of course, there are a lot of other political activities have been going, and of course there are some hard news also, the likes what we witnessed in Anantnag today. So there are, but still AIFF news that AIFF has been suspended, has been banned by FIFA, was there on televisions, has been running since morning. And Siddharth, as we we've already discussed, Siddharth has done a couple of videos. Nikhil in the morning has done a video on what this entire ban and scenario mean to the Indian football. So we've done a bit of it, and surprisingly, see, for the last couple of days we haven't done anything on India versus Zimbabwe. Perhaps, I think, if I'm not wrong, this should be the first discussion that we're
doing on. Major discussion that we're doing on India versus Zimbabwe.
But appreciate that you care for Indian football. So do we. And what do you think, Kuldeep Yadav in place of Ash in this World Cup? Dr. Sonakshi Bose is asking.
I've again said it time and time again. Why did you have to get Ash in the mix when he wasn't even in the fray even prior to the West Indies series? Isn't it? He didn't play in the South Africa series. He was not there in the England series. Suddenly, out of the blue, you pick him for the West Indies series and he plays 3 matches. And doesn't pick up that many wickets as Kuldeep Yadav did in 2 games. And Kuldeep has a better record in Australia. So, if I was a selector, I would look at Kuldeep as one of the players in that squad of 15 for Australia, not Ravichandran Ashwin. Because Ashwin has got a lot more to offer as a test bowler. His white ball career is unfortunately been stalled.
No, I'm saying, see, maybe they need an off spinner.
With Washington Sundar's injury, yes.
And as it is, Washington Sundar, after this long injury layoff, he had already dropped down in that pecking order. So Ashwin has come up through the ranks, and maybe they want an off spinner in there, because there will be teams that have left-handers, and now I don't know for what reason, but it's a tendency for every team to have to play an off spinner when there's an opposition that has too many left-handers. So
maybe again, then if Ashwin is there, then they're not going to utilize Deepak Hooda. Because he too is an off spinner. He did very well in the ODIs.
Deepak Hooda, yeah.
Because you already have an off spinner in Deepak Hooda.
And whoever it may be, whether it is Kuldeep Yadav, whether it is Jadeja of course.
He will be there along with Chahal.
I'm saying whoever. Your Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Ashwin, or any other spinner, everybody will have to play a second fiddle to UZ Chahal, because he is your premier spinner. And maybe after Jasprit Bumrah, he could be your most effective, or alongside Jasprit Bumrah, he could be your most effective bowler in that World Cup, in the Asia Cup, everything. So, there could be a possibility, see, because Ravindra Jadeja's numbers in T20s, especially in the last few months, have not been too great.
Too flattering, yes.
So, I think he will get the first opportunity in the 11. I'm talking about the Asia Cup or the T20 World Cup. But I won't be surprised though. I won't be surprised, just in case, they might just get in a Deepak Hooda in place of Ravindra Jadeja in the 11.
Yeah.
And then you can, and maybe an
Ashwin.
Alongside Yuzi Chahal, of course, will be there.
Yeah.
When I'm not taking his name, doesn't mean that he doesn't feature in that 11 for me. He just walks into that 11. I'm saying with Jadeja not there, you can have a Deepak Hooda and you can play Ashwin and Yuzi Chahal in the same 11.
Yep.
That way you can have an option of 3 spinners.
Yep.
But also what you can do is you can have you could have had a Kuldeep Yadav.
Yep.
Then you can play any spinner. Whether he's a left arm spinner, whether he's a leg spinner, whether he's an off spinner, whether he's a Chinaman, anything and everything. So I'm saying Ravindra Jadeja will get the first opportunity in that 11, but just in case his bowling and batting doesn't click or they don't click, maybe I'm saying this is another option. So maybe R Ashwin gives you that kind of an option in that 11. Maybe the selectors, the team management, Rohit Sharma, Rahul Dravid may have thought about this kind of an 11 also.
Yes. By the way, if you are all worried about Bumrah, Udit Chandani has a very interesting take on it. Bhuvi and Chahar, Deepak Chahar in the power play, Bhuvi and Arshdeep in the death for World Cup if Bumrah doesn't recover. So your bowling lineup, if in case we pray that Bumrah recovers, but if he doesn't, then you have Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Deepak Chahar, Arshdeep, Yuzi Chahal, and maybe 2 overs of Hardik Pandya. And
why 2 overs? I'm saying why not 4 overs from Hardik Pandya? When I say Deepak Chahar in place or Bumrah in Bumrah's place, firstly we are all hoping that Bumrah will be fit because still the T20 World Cup is 2 months away. But I am saying maybe maybe 4 fast bowlers can make it to the squad.
Yes.
But I am saying then with the new ball you have somebody like Hardik Pandya also. So you can actually go in with 2 fast bowlers plus Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya is now today good enough to bowl 4 good overs.
And Udit, that's actually not a bad ploy. I mean, Bhuvi, Chahar, Arshdeep. Actually, it's not bad at all if you have to look at Shami and Hardik together.
No, but you're saying Bhuvi, Chahar and Arshdeep. The only problem that I see here is my death bowling. I know Bhuvi has been doing pretty well
even
in the
Arshdeep,
death also.
Lack of experience.
Arshdeep is a very good find, especially in the death bowlers. But maybe you still would want to have a Harshal Patel in that squad at least.
But Harshal Patel, unfortunately, things are not looking good for him. He even, not only for the Asia Cup, he is even in doubt for the T20 World Cup. That is the only confirmed news that he is in doubt. Yes. We don't know about Bumrah, but Harshal Patel is in doubt. So that has opened up.
He will also feel very unlucky. He missed out.
The 2021 World T20 he missed for no fault of his. One of your premier bowlers in the IPL at that time, but you left him out, and unfortunately wrong team selection and combination ensured that you exited in the first round itself. So
I'm just going to take a few questions. Firstly, I'll take a lot of questions, then we'll see if we can remember. Anyways, same. Then we'll see how many questions we remember, then we'll try to answer. Okay. Sagar, we've already taken your question. I think Shivam, we may have to go down a bit. Yeah, these are all.
Yeah, these are the same thing that he's pointing out.
Okay. Go up. Okay. Sarvesh Pandey. अगर ICC BCCI को बैन अरे यार, why is I don't know, Sarvesh, what hangama do you want? If I say something here, we've been shouting ICC BCCI को ban. Do you know in 2017 or 16 rather?
Yes.
There was a stage when
the World T20 could have been taken off of India.
No, obviously that wasn't possible because BCCI is today
one of
BCCI is how important BCCI is to ICC. Anyways, that is not going to happen. And again, I'm giving you this explanation that for us every sport is alike, and football since morning, at least on television. We've done a lot of shows on television on India Today, and as far as Sports Today is concerned, if you just go scroll through the videos that we've done, Nikhil was there in the morning, gave you an in-depth analysis of what has happened and what can happen, and of course Siddharth has also done a couple of videos on the repercussions, what this ban may lead to and how this ban can be revoked now. What are the options that the AIFF, the courts or the sports ministry are left with now. So we'll get back to it, don't worry, that news is still not over. In fact, this is the first full-fledged show that we are doing on India versus Zimbabwe series.
Yes.
Okay. Vijit, if I got your Vijit Malviya is saying, I don't think KL should have been named as the captain for Zimbabwe series. Dhawan is far ahead as he is an instinctive captain, and it's kind of an insult to remove him from captaincy. Your take, Vijit is asking.
Vijit, I find it quite weird. I mean, Rahul has not played for 4 months, comes back directly and takes over the captaincy of the Zimbabwe ODIs.
No, but had it been for Virat Kohli, if he wouldn't have played for 2 months, 3 months, and then he would have gotten back to the Indian
easily.
Rohit Sharma?
Easily.
So what's the, so at least I think
captaincy, maybe just come in as a player, keep Dhawan as a captain.
No, I'm saying maybe this is a message that the selectors, the team management has sent out, that after Rohit Sharma, he is our vice captain, and he is the one. Yep. You may remember, you're talking about insult. Obviously, Vijit, the language that you've used, of course, it's not too derogatory, but I would not want to use that kind of language. But it's insulting. May have, somebody may have felt a little embarrassed. Shikhar Dhawan may have felt a bit embarrassed. But as far as I remember, on Sports Today, I had mentioned, Siddharth and both of us were sitting, and in fact the next day I had a discussion with Nikhil also. I mentioned this, that KL Rahul, after that squad for the Zimbabwe series was announced, I said that there could be a possibility that KL Rahul might just come back into the Indian team after he recovers from COVID, and that is exactly what has happened. And you would remember Australia tour.
Yes.
Virat Kohli returned after the Adelaide test, right?
Match, yep.
And then Ajinkya Rahane was your vice captain, was the captain,
yep.
And Cheteshwar Pujara was your vice captain, by the way. And then what happened? Rohit Sharma came into the team, and Rohit Sharma was appointed as the vice captain.
Yep.
From the third test, if you would remember.
Yep.
So, this has happened in the past. Maybe there is a hierarchy, and the selectors, the team management wants to maintain that hierarchy. That today, KL Rahul is our designated vice captain, and we want to continue with that. You may not be entirely wrong, but there are, you may have to follow a few set protocols, and maybe it was.
And maybe see, Dhawan by the time of the 2023 World Cup will be close to 37. So perhaps play him only as a player now and then look beyond him. He's not your long-term leadership option, Shikhar Dhawan. Let's be very honest about that. Even in ODIs, the transition, whatever will happen, everything will happen after the end of the 2022 World T20 and the 2023 World Cup in India.
Go down. Okay. TRT's.
Here it is, yes.
Okay. Satish Walaji, thank you. Good evening. Oh, you are in Canada, so must be early morning there.
Yeah.
It must be really early in the morning.
6, I think 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock it must be, yes.
Soumya Bhardwaj, Rahul, uncle. Yeah, somebody will surely be there. Come down. The blue shirt guy
Hates football. No, absolutely not.
I want to play football day after.
Yeah. Because again, look, 2 exclusive videos. There is also going to be a package on television. We are giving an even in-depth coverage than we can as compared to other channels. That's all I can say in defense.
Yeah, by the way, I just wanted to thank you, Satish. What can I say? Thank you for missing me. Yeah, that's your love, yeah, Satish. Anyways, Akash. Okay.
How do you see KL at 4 in ODIs? There will be a clash between him and Sky. Big fan.
ODIs.
Sky at number 4. I thought he will.
You know, a lot will change after this. We'll have to see what happens after this T20 World Cup, and maybe Surya Kumar Yadav may have to wait. Although next year the World Cup is going to happen in India, and India, anybody who misses out will actually feel very sad, disappointed. Why? Because next year it could be one of your best chances to once again win the
end a 12-year jinx.
Exactly, ODI World Cup.
Could Gurpreet Singh is saying, could Arshdeep fix him in playing 11 for Australia if we do well in Asia Cup despite anyone is fit or not? It'll be interesting to see how he'll perform against Pakistan. Fix him in the sense, you mean Bumrah's absence in this case, Gurpreet?
No, I think he's saying I think what he is saying is, what Gurpreet Paji is saying is that can Arshdeep be a permanent member of this Indian team?
I don't think so. No.
I think so. I think yes, he can. I think he has great potential.
Yep.
He's a young fast bowler, has a great mind.
He's got ice in his veins in bowling in the death.
And he's got great confidence. I think he has everything that is needed for a fast bowler to excel in international cricket, especially with that ability to bowl in the death, because it needs lot of anticipation, it needs a lot of confidence, and I think he has it in him. I think in times to come he should be a permanent member in that Indian team, although there are the likes of Mohsin Khan and others who are also going to challenge him. So Arshdeep will only have to up his game from here. He can't just, because he comes with an ability to bowl with left arm. So that's something that Indian team has been looking.
India has, and remember, India's Achilles heel has been left arm pace, unfortunately.
Exactly. Acha, there is something that I wanted to ask you people, because Siddharth and both of us had a discussion right at the start, and we're trying to figure out what could be the possible 11 for India against Zimbabwe. Siddharth, I'll tell you mine, then Siddharth can tell you. At least my top 4 was Shikhar Dhawan opening with Shubman Gill. Then at number 3 I have KL Rahul. And then at number 4 I had Sanju Samson. And your top 4 were?
My top 4 was KL Rahul, Shikhar Dhawan. Then at number 3 I would say play Shubman at 3. Number 4 is, I would say, get Rahul Tripathi. Give him a debut, Rahul Tripathi. Number 5, Deepak Hooda. Number 6, Sanju Samson.
Don't you think for Sanju Samson
the number is pretty low?
So that's his top 4, top 5. My top 5 is pretty.
Because
simple.
if I include Ishan, then Ishan will be number 3. Ishan Kishan. Because he will not bat at 6. Sanju, again, the same problem. Where will he? Will he be your full-time keeper in this? If yes, then
Sanju, Sanju is my wicket keeper.
Full-time keeper for the entire series.
For the entire series, my this thing is pretty simple.
I'm not able to get around the Sanju Ishan conundrum because of the batting position where they be. That's my.
So I have got mine is pretty simple. I just wanted to ask you people if you what could be your top 4, top 5. Mine is pretty simple.
Yep.
Okay. Last few questions here.
Yeah.
Okay, Shantanu, why prime time is reserved for cricket? It's not the prime time. It's not that prime time is reserved for cricket. It's just that something or the other keeps happening in cricket, and there's always an issue that people want to discuss. Giving chance, TRTB, like giving chance to youngster. Okay. Please discuss a bit preview against England, South Africa
at Lords starting from tomorrow. Can England play baseball against KG, Unrich and Marco and Harmer? Simon Harmer and Marco Janssen Dex? Well, firstly, Kagiso Rabada is under a bit of a cloud because he's suffered a strain, and whether he plays a Lord's Test remains to be seen. But look, again, baseball, as we said, is just a term which has been hyped up by the media. There's nothing as such called baseball. You either play sensible cricket or you play foolish cricket. That is the only way that I can see it. Unless you play with confidence, then you will see an Edgbaston-like result, like what happened with Johnny Bairstow and Joe Root. But very, very important series in the context of the World Test Championship for South Africa. They are in the top 2 right now. And if they lose this series, then it's advantage Pakistan. Advantage Pakistan. So I don't see, I hope KG recovers, Kagiso Rabada recovers, because then England will have to bat sensibly. There's nothing called baseball, there's nothing called slam ball, nothing of that kind.
In fact, McCallum himself doesn't like that word.
Exactly.
Anyway, Shivam, last few. Yeah, hold, yeah. Sundar needs to get fit. He can be the Ashwin Jadeja's replacement 5 years later. Quite possible, but 5 years is a long time. First, I think Shikhar, Gill, Kishan. Okay, what
Vikram Talreja's
Shikhar and Gill to open. Kishan at number 3, KL at 4, Samson at 5, Hooda at 6. Quite possible, yeah. Vikram, maybe.
Akshar at 7.
Maybe you've got it correct.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Then your 4 bowlers, I would go for my 4 bowlers to be Prasidh, Deepak, Shardul and Kuldeep.
I might have to play
Avesh.
one out of Avesh and Siraj. I think they, one out of 2. Vijit Mallya, Dhawan, Gill, Rahul, Samson, Tripathi is his top 5, top 6. One day will come when people of India cricket and unlikely. Shantanu, I don't know. I think everything, all sports can coexist. Yeah, it's not that if one is doing well, the second you develop a hatred for some other sport or the way everybody is doing their job. Anyways,
Harshit Reddy saying Dhawan, Gill, KL, Ishan, Sanju, Hooda, Aksar, Cheher, Kuldeep, Siraj, Prasidh. So he sees no place for Shardul.
KL should play in the middle. I think KL will play in the middle.
Yeah, I think he will play.
Although, as I said, he also needs game time heading into the Asia Cup because he hasn't played too much of cricket since that.
I think
IPL.
then my playing 11 will be on what Harshit Reddy is given. I think that is pretty close to the kind of thing but again, fitting both Ishan and Sanju. That means you've not Dhawan and Gill, KL, Ishan, Sanju, Hooda. Fitting, can both be fitted in? I think that's doubtful. Ishan and Sanju in the same team, very doubtful. Yep. Well, silly point, up on idol. He scored 74 runs with a destructive and unimaginable strike rate of 87 against mighty Netherlands. Well, Babar Azam is continuing his great form.
No, but I thought this was a little
under the belt.
This was under the belt and a little sarcastic too.
Yes, it is.
Although I think they were. I thought they were. I think Fakhar got 100. No, 109.
Yes.
Fakhar got 100, 109 of 109 deliveries, and to start with Babar, and in fact 74 of 87 deliveries. I think the first 40 odd deliveries he was very slow. Babar Azam, he just scored I think 20 odd runs in those first 40 odd deliveries, and whatever little he could make up, that was only towards the later stages of his innings. So he was pretty. But
look, silly point. You play against whoever you get an opportunity against. And Pakistan, the itinerary was there. Before the Asia Cup, you're going to play 3 ODIs against the Netherlands. And by the way, check out the stats. It's no longer Zimbabwe. It is Babar Azam stakes a claim for the top 5, not the Fab 4 anymore, which was coined by the late great Martin Crowe. It is now the Fab 5.
True. Play together, Ritikesh. That's what Siddharth is also saying. Anyways, guys, I think it's time to wind this up, and we'll be back today. By the way, what is the date today?
August 16th.
So, when are the Legends playing?
The Legends are playing in September, right?
Oh, yes.
September at the Eden Gardens.
Oh, in September. Oh, yes.
Yes. And in August 22, you probably have the. You're talking about the world one or the.
No, I'm talking about the Dada wala.
Dada is on August 22nd, isn't it? That the so-called Independence Day game.
What's happened? So there is no match today? No.
Today,
Huh?
yes.
There is a match, no?
Which match?
India versus World 11.
It's today. Isn't it supposed to be
I
on
thought it was on
the
16th.
next week? 16, the day after Independence.
Huh? Today? Yeah, Siddharth, what are you?
Oh my goodness, is it today?
You're sleeping, man.
I know, caught up in all the AIFF turmoil. Yes.
What turmoil, man.
Yeah.
This has been.
And what time does it start? 7:30.
Come on, yaar.
What time does it start?
What are you doing? Although it's a
Unofficial game.
unofficial game,
But still the legends
you'll
are
get
playing.
to see. Although Dada, he's the BCCI president. He's back in action.
Yep. Can he unfurl those glorious offside
At
drives?
Eden Gardens, the World 11, all the players are all retired.
Yep.
Srishant is also there, by the way.
Wow.
Srishant, I used to love
That
watching
seam
him bowl.
presentation.
I used to love watching him bowl. But we'll have to see Dada in his home ground, BCCI president.
At the Eden Gardens, of course.
This time, so there's no conflict of interest, right? Is there?
No, there isn't.
Huh? Why?
All that is gone now. It's
No, why?
legends are coming together for
No, but
one
I think
occasion.
everybody is getting paid for it. No,
I don't know what the prize money details.
no, whatever
honestly.
it was. So nobody is.
Nobody's playing for free. That much I know.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
What time does it start, by the way, Shivam? Must be this, around IPL time only, 8 o'clock.
No, it must have started. Yeah,
Started now.
it's already 7.
8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, why not? The legends come out on the open again. And by the way, another Irish legend retired today, Kevin O'Brien. He too retired. So, okay, guys, see you. And tomorrow we continue the build up to India versus Zimbabwe. Okay, thank you from me and
See you.
Rahul. It's thank you. Bye bye. Vanakkam.